Hi, my name is Prince Dovlo, director for Sarkodie's video, Happy Day, featuring Kwame Eugene, and about to run you through how the entire shoot went down and the whole idea behind the video. This video was a 3-day shoot, so no, 4-day shoot actually. It was even a 4-day shoot. But first day we didn't shoot. First day was miscommunication between me and Sarkodie. It was like we're chatting, and yeah, it was just a bit of miscommunication. We ended up on set, setting up, blah blah. Sark was like, "Hey, what's up? What time did you come house?" I was like, "We we had the shoot. What time are you coming?" He's like, "I didn't know we are shooting today." I was like, "Okay, cool." Was go through our chat. Okay, it was miscommunication. Then there was a second day. We're ready to shoot. Set up. Everything was done. Sark was just about to step on the set to shoot his first scene, and the rain just came down like mad. So that's what happened on the second day. You can see from the picture where it's like it got really cloudy and the rain started. Then there was a third day. We arrived on set around like 2 or 1 p.m. and it was a perfect day, perfect weather, no rains that day. Everything was just flowing seamless, like everything was just perfect that day. So straight to the shoot now. Our opening shot where we had the crane pulling out from the beach into our set. So the whole idea here was to show that like we're at an outdoor space. We still have this setup in there. Show the beach, show the clouds, show our sets in there. That was the whole idea for the first scene. Then into our second scene where we had the bird flying out. So I've had so many questions about this bird. So the bird was actually flying out at a perfect time. We paid the bird. We told the bird fly out at this exact time. A trained bird. Nah, I'm just messing with you, but it was just perfect time. It was coincidence. We had the bird flying out. We had Sarkodie's hand out, and yeah, everything just worked perfectly for us. Okay, so for this scene, the all white set with the clouds and everything showing, basically what we did over here was we had like 3 HMIs. We had 2 HMIs, the 4K and the 6K HMI, hitting him from the back. We had a bounce board on his front. We had the sun directly above him, so we just had like all the lights spread even. So all the storyline bits you see in this video were just it was just trying to communicate joy and sadness. Like it's a happy day, and the song talks about how you go through a lot and you get to that spot where it's like, okay, you are finally reaping off what you've sown. So it was just trying to communicate like both energies in there, like being sad, being happy. That's why we had like all these random shots in there. Some shows didn't have like the happy ending, but still gave you that emotion of sadness or that emotion of joy in there. That was like the whole idea, just trying to keep it like abstract. Okay, so we had Ziggy and his crew coming through, and we had like I think six or eight blinders behind them for this scene. That's how we lit them up for this scene, and the energy was just perfect. We shot the scene like this was like I think the last scene we shot on day one. That was like around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. I think, or 12 midnight. That's when we shot this scene, but energy was perfect. We shot this scene like twice, and then that was it. Like the energy was on point. First take, second take. I think we did a third and a fourth take where it was just solo shots, people dancing, random, and that was it. Okay, so for this shot, we had so we placed this cactus in the foreground. Then we had Sark in the middle. We had our background in there. We just wanted a bit of variety in the shot and a bit of depth, so we had to place this cactus on the side to see how that would look, and it turned out perfect. We had this shade of the blue, white, blues, and the greens in there, and a bit of the brown tone in there. So it gave us a bit of variety for this shot, and I think this shot worked also. So this is one of my favorite scenes in there where we went like super low on Sark, had a bounce board on his left side, had our 2 HMIs hitting him from the side, and this shot, like I feel like this shot had like a lot of power in it, like had that energy in there. So yeah, this is one of my favorite shots in the video. Okay, so now we had Kwame Eugene on set now for his first hook. So Kwame Eugene arrived, and Joy Williams and Kwame Black went like all this white on white. What are we gonna do? I was like, let's still give it a shot and see. Like the issue was we had the sun like really out, like it was super hot. HMI lights were on. We had our bounce board on. So we're like, okay, let's see what happens. Boom, he gets on the set, and I think the Ari handled this perfectly for us because we had him in his all white background. He's still standing out from the background because Kwame Black and Joy were like, we don't want the shot to look like, okay, you see his head, you see his hands hanging out, and you see his feet or something. Like, nah, we want to see his outfit, see him separated from the background, and it came out perfect. And he came with his dance moves and all that. So yeah, this show was just to put in some joy and everything in there. So you see the character, you see the lady, they don't have a baby, having a party. She's like 3 years old with her little candle there. Yeah. We had a mirror on the floor, and we had Sarkodie stand on this mirror. So with this shot, the whole idea was have his reflection in the floor. We still have him standing there. We had a crane directly above his head and had him look into the camera for some of these shots. Okay, so with this scene where the gentleman was getting arrested was the whole idea over there was, let's film that scene, someone getting arrested. So we filmed the scene in focus, and before the last take I was like, okay, let's try something out of focus, let's see how it looks. So we tried to film it out of focus, and I felt like it could still tell the story. I was like, we could still break the rules sometimes. It's not like, okay, the show was out of focus so it wasn't right, but I was like, okay, let's keep it out of focus and film that whole scene, let's see how it looks. And that worked perfectly for me. So I was like, yeah, let's still go ahead with this shot, everything out of focus, and it was perfect. So this is one of the shots people don't notice, but we actually had the camera almost like halfway. We had the camera like flipped halfway, and when the guy flipped, we flipped the camera with him back to the floor. Yeah, that's what we did with that shot. Most of you didn't notice it, but I just have to say it. Okay, so back to the church scene. We had lots of candles in the back, and they gave us this perfect reflection of the floor. And the church, I'll show you the church before. So this is how the church looked like before, and this is what it looked like after we had lit that scene up. I think we had like 4 light sources for this scene. 2, one from his left side, one from the right. We had one on his back, and we had like an overhead light directly above him, and you can still see the reflection of the candles hitting the floor perfectly. So this scene was like a one take scene where we planned to have the crane pull out from overhead, come down, pull out, show the benches, pull out, let's show them the environment we are in. I felt like doing a one take for like 10-15 seconds would have been perfect, and like just still communicate the emotion in there, still make it really cinematic, and still had the energy in there. His actions sync. Like when he had his arms wide out, I was like, oh, perfect. Like it's filling the scene out for you. It's making the shot like that money shot. I had Kwame Black shout like, that's the show, we are done. We had this piano we wanted to burn, and the whole idea was have the piano on the beach, waves coming, hitting the piano, someone playing the piano with his fingers on fire that we couldn't film, but it was still a good shot when we had the keys on fire, piano burning out. It looked really good with the sunset and piano on fire. It was just a different vibe for us. So I was like, yeah, it still works. We still don't need gentleman playing the piano with his fingers on fire. That would have still been dope though, but too bad we couldn't film that. We had a poor boy with a candle burning. So this shot was sunset. We had Kwame Eugene at the beach during sunset. The sun was dying out. I was like, okay, let's rush and shoot out. So the first shot was without lights. We just had piano in the back, Kwame Eugene on the side. Let's just roll. Ari handled it perfectly. Just natural lights for this first scene. Then we went on to the second scene where we had Kwame Eugene sitting with the piano in the background, and we lit him up at, I think, the 4K HMI. Yeah. Okay, so this last shot was the last shot in the video. So we had the camera pull out. So I'll show you this scene. We had the camera like moving out from low angle all the way close to him, going high above him. That was my perfect ending for the video, but the time factor couldn't favor us because we were already like running to the end of the song, like 3 minutes 25 seconds, and I was like, okay, let's still show a bit of this scene and still have the last scene where it's just Sarkodie, camera going high above him with our candles in the back, low fog across. Yes, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Been getting a lot of good reviews on it, so I'll be making more of these videos for my upcoming videos, like doing a breakdown about lights, cinematography, and everything. All right, so big thanks to everyone that worked on this video. Kwame Black on the color, Chucky cinematography, Joy Williams our cinematographer, stand director, Femensa our stand director, Eddie Elpuyoluku, our man in charge of the concept, storyboards, and everything. Gabby Mark, creative direction. We have K-Tunes doing our behind the scenes for us and animations and text and everything. We had Achu, Red, Bright. Big thanks to Angelo. Chairman Angelo. Our producers, Noel and Barnabas, perfect job they did for us for this shoot for the 2 days we filmed. Big thanks to Wood, Carol, Finn Mensa, everyone that put a hand in this video. Thanks so much. Thanks to Rehab Beach Club also for giving us their location for the shoots. And everything was just perfect and seamless. So I'm making more of these videos for my YouTube channel, breaking down all our other videos and everything that'll be coming up. We have something coming up again, so just subscribe to the channel and yeah, just wait for more content coming. I have a movie coming, Yoke. There's also short films coming up on the channel, so yeah, subscribe to the channel. Anything drops, you get notified. Thank you.